Emma Stone never expected the role that slipped away to become a modern-day ghost story. The Glass Garden had been whispered about for months, a bruised, hypnotic character study set to anchor Netflix's next prestige cycle. The lead was tailored for Emma, down to a mood board built from her own past performances. Then, without a warning, the offer evaporated. No calls, no emails. Days later, the paparazzi caught Blake Lively flanked by the screenwriter and Ryan Reynolds at a candlelit studio dinner. One blurry frame was all it took to ignite the web. Why was Blake attached to the movie Emma never even saw? That single question peeled back the quietest power play in recent Hollywood memory, and Emma was done pretending she hadn't noticed. Warner-trained production assistants loved to gossip, but the Glass Garden leaks felt too deliberate. Crew forums buzzed that the script's protagonist, Clara, a woman brittle with grief, had been molded from Emma's catalog of guarded, incandescent characters. The screenwriter even pinned snapshots from La La Land and Maniac above her desk for emotional color. Emma's agent sent 3 polite pings to Netflix. Each one fell into a digital abyss. Meanwhile, exec calendar logs still listed Emma as interested and available, a paper trail no firewall could erase. Just as her team prepared a gentle nudge, TMZ's Night Lens caught Blake floating out of Carbone beside Ryan. Same studio, same script. New lead? The rumor looked flimsy, until Ryan jokingly liked a tweet calling Blake Hollywood's secret weapon. Nobody laughed louder than the insiders who already knew what was coming next. But that dinner was just the prelude. The real disappearance was about to start on a PDF the studio thought they deleted. In Hollywood, whispers age like cheese in the sun. They get funkier until everyone pretends they never smelled a thing. Reddit sleuths began stitching Blake's past into a quilt of suspicious timing. There was that rom-com in 2023 where the original brunette lead vanished shortly after Blake's just reading it Instagram story, and the 2024 thriller in pre-production limbo, its budget slashed the same week she shadowed the director for research. Alone, each incident looked like coincidence. Together, they read like strategy. Learn who a role belongs to, mirror their appeal, then glide in when the studio needs a cleaner narrative. Blake never confirmed, never denied. She didn't have to. The silence itself drew dotted lines. One bold intern was about to connect those dots with 2 clashing pitch decks, and suddenly nobody could unsee the pattern. April 6, 2025, 2:13 p.m. A junior creative dev intern uploaded the official pitch for the Glass Garden. Ideal fit. E. Stone, wounded vulnerability, razor wit. 3 days later, a near-identical deck replaced it. Same images, same pull quotes, except one line. Ideal fit, B, lively, poised, underutilized, and prestige. It was a textbook swap in version control, but somebody forgot to lock the archive. The intern screen captured both versions, slapped them together in a 2-panel, and posted them to a private Slack fed by hundreds of assistants. Within hours, the collage hit TikTok, racking 70K likes and a storm of comments. The uproar forced Netflix to yank the deck entirely, but 10,000 screenshots had already lit up Stan Twitter. Emma's fans weren't angry that Blake got the role. They were furious. She took it in the dark. Yet a magazine cover would soon prove the studio's memory hole ran even deeper than the decks did. Emma's team had meticulously planned a Vogue cover to launch alongside the film's announcement. Custom Valentino, sun-bleached coast backdrop, Fragile Icons theme, all greenlit, all booked. Then Condé Nast called it off with a vague editorial realignment. 2 weeks later, Vogue revealed its next issue. Blake Lively, draped in that very Valentino gown, shot on the same coast, under the headline, Reinvention and Resilience. The coincidence was radioactive. A disgruntled fashion assistant posted, then yanked, an Insta story of the dress's tag marked E. Stone Hold. The hashtag #sign stolen spread sprinted up charts. Ryan poured gasoline with an Instagram pic of Blake's cover. One word under it, iconic. No tag, no caption. Just triumph disguised as subtlety. If print could scrub Emma's name, what would the red carpet do? The answer arrived faster than any publicist could draft a denial. Premiere night glimmered like an apology. Emma's stylist delivered a caramel silk power gown, every sequin an exclamation mark. But when her SUV rolled to the barricades, the press rep checked a tablet and frowned. Private guest, no carpet. Sorry, Emma froze. 20 strides away, a fresh poster glowed on an LED wall. Blake's eyes dominated the frame, her name in bold serif. Emma's vanished. Someone uploaded the March teaser art with Emma beside the May poster without, on TikTok. 600,000 views later, the top comment howled. They're gaslighting in 4K. Emma didn't rant. She hit like on a single tweet. Hollywood rewrites history when a woman scares them. And that quiet endorsement was louder than any red carpet could have been. Behind the velvet rope, someone else was about to shout what Emma would not. an insider ready to burn the machine. Former assistants often leave with bruised egos and burner phones. One from Blake's inner circle chose receipts over revenge, a cache of screenshots forwarded to a fringe Hollywood gossip TikTok. In a DM, Blake allegedly wrote, "If Ryan doesn't pull her, I walk. Let her think she got the role. It'll sting more." The post spiked and disappeared within an hour. Flagged for impersonation, critics claimed, but the internet never forgets. Emma's longtime stylist reposted the damning sentence in white text on a black square. No caption. Millions interpreted it as silent confirmation. Blake's camp sabotaged the casting. By midnight, discourse shifted from, "Is Emma okay?" to, "How deep does the erasure go?" Momentum had flipped, and the next counter-move came not from Emma but from a duchess who'd been listening in the wings. May 7th, 2025, 10:01 a.m., Netflix's YouTube channel spit out a 28-second teaser titled Undone. Viewers blinked at the thumbnail. Emma Stone, back turned, headset on, the silhouette of a monitor flickering. Same haunting forest motif, but the film looked reborn. 10 seconds in, a title card confirmed, based on The Glass Garden, currently in production. Twitter detonated. Then the real twist. Production credits spooled up, and one name sucker punched the algorithm. Executive producer, Meghan Markle. The former Duchess had quietly seeded a private content fund to uplift silence talent, and Emma was the flagship. Social feeds collapsed, joy screamed. Old clips of Blake declaring herself every woman's cheerleader suddenly felt tinny and transactional. Emma never gloated. Instead, she let industry insiders do the talking, and those whispers sounded like thunder. Variety slipped a restrained line beneath a dull headline. Sources say Stone was deemed less controllable during early negotiations. Insiders insisted the leak came from within Netflix, proof someone on the payroll wanted the truth in ink. Ryan Reynolds quietly unfollowed two top Netflix executives on Instagram. Stan charts mapped every digital sever like detectives at a murder wall. Meanwhile, whispers erupted that Florence Pugh and Margot Robbie had endured similar visibility concerns when circling projects linked to Blake's circle. Is suddenly more believable than sensational. For a studio built on franchises, the revelation felt radioactive. Audiences will forgive delays, not deliberate erasure. Emma's response? A single IG story. The UNDONE teaser overlaid with the audio clip, "I was never gone. You just stopped looking." No tag, no commentary. She was finished begging for acknowledgement. She'd made the machine speak her name again. Hollywood has always been a hall of mirrors. What you don't see matters more than what you do. Blake and Ryan tried to tilt those mirrors, reshaping a narrative one silent swap at a time. They underestimated how loud silence gets when you press your ear to it. Emma Stone didn't torch the system. She simply waited, gathered receipts, and let the story unwind itself. Now, Undone is trending before a single frame hits subscribers. Meghan Markle is carving a lane as Hollywood's quiet avenger, and Blake's empowerment quotes echo into a suddenly skeptical void. The takeaway cuts deeper than one rivalry. Every erased credit, every quiet recast, every "we went in another direction" is finally collectible proof that reputations, no matter how curated, can't outrun the archives. The audience is watching the edits, and this time, the final cut belongs to Emma Stone.